Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to go over how to mount a variable power optic on an AR-15 or AR-10. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I've seen quite a few people improperly use scope mounts when mounting their optic to the AR-10 or AR-15. Now, you can use either a one-piece mount or you can use two-piece rings. And scope rings and QD mounts can come in different heights and diameters. And QD mounts can also come in different offsets. And I'll get to offsets in a little bit, but first, the diameter should be equal to the scope's tube diameter, like 1 inch, 30 millimeters, or 34 millimeters, etc. When it comes to the height of the scope rings in scope mount, you need to get them tall enough for the scope's objective bell to be able to clear the rifle's handguard and or barrel, and try to get the objective bell to barely clear because lower is better. Now, I'm going to go over how I mount my variable powered optics. I went over this slightly at the end of the video I've completed in 6.5 Creedmoor, but I'll go into more detail here. Now, first thing I do is put the scope and the rings or QD mount loosely, so I can easily adjust the forward and aft position of the scope inside the rings. Then I place them on the rails of the upper receiver. Next, I'll get on my rifle with my eyes closed to get comfortable, which should be easy to repeat and should be your natural spot. After I'm in place, I open up my eyes. With my eyes open, I look through the scope to see if my eye relief is right. If not, I'll move the scope forward and aft until I get the best eye relief, which is somewhere around 3 inches. Now, if the scope is too far away from your eye, you're not going to see the crisp edge of the reticle around the inside of the scope. It's going to be fuzzy and the reticle is going to be able to jump around pretty easily, giving you a shadowed crescent around the edges, depending on the placement of your eye if you're not directly in line with that reticle. Now, if your eye is too close, the same thing will happen, but you'll be able to see the outer edge of the reticle in a very thin lit up circle that's obviously larger than the faded circle where the center of the reticle is. Now, the upper receiver of an AR doesn't have enough slots integrated in the top rail of the upper receiver to get the proper eye relief with some scope and mount combinations. So you might want to get a scope mount that has offset rings to help you attain the proper eye relief so that you don't mount your rings or the mount base over the handguard or on the handguard completely. You don't want to attach the rings or mount to the handrail because of a couple of reasons. For one, the free float handrail could become loose and shift, taking the scope's axis off the rifle's axis, thus taking it out of zero. The second reason is because of the different heat expansion rates of the dissimilar metals, which are the types of aluminum and steel used for the receiver, handrail, barrel extension, and barrel nut. I'll go into more detail on this on the red dot mounting video, but essentially as it heats up, it could expand and again push the scope's reticle out of zero. Now, after the rings and mount are secured to the receiver and eye relief is set, I'll make sure that the scope's reticle is level with the rifle. You can use a set of bubble levels, one on the rifle and one on the scope. Or, what I think is the easiest way would be to use a leveling kit like this one from Arisaka Defense. And the way it works is pretty simple. The sphere at the center of rifle scopes that houses the elevation, windage, and parallax adjustment is flat at the bottom, and this flat portion is what the leveler from Arisaka uses. With your scope relatively loose in the rings, you place the piece with the angled notch on the top rail of the upper receiver when using separate rings, or place it on the mount base when using a one-piece mount. Then, by using either the large angled piece or the smaller right triangle, put that angled side, aka the hypotenuse, put that angled side into the notch. Next, you simply slide the piece inward until the leveler and the flat bottom of the sphere are flush, and it's that simple to level your scope to your rifle. After that, just tighten down the rings and torque them, which should be somewhere between 15 and 25 inch-pounds. Be sure to check with the manufacturer of the rings and mounts that you chose. The last step would be to loosen the scope mount from the receiver and push it as far forward as it will allow, and while maintaining forward pressure, secure it to the receiver. The reason for this is recoil. When the gun recoils, it moves to the rear, and what the forward pressure while securing the scope mount to the receiver does is put the pressure at the back of the pick rail section so that the mount or rings won't have room to slide forward when recoil is applied. And that's pretty much all there is to mounting a scope to an AR. It's pretty simple. In the next video, I'm going to go over mounting a red dot to your AR. And that's going to be about it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to click that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you decide to subscribe, or if you're already a subscriber, don't forget to click that little bell to make sure you get notified when a new video comes out. You guys can also head over to the Facebook page. I also have a Patreon page, and as little as $1 a month will get you to see videos a week in advance before they go public on YouTube and Facebook. Other tiers includes behind the scenes and extra videos and all that stuff, even a t-shirt. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.